After nearly going 60 minutes in the ring together, the main takeaway from this episode of AEW Dynamite tonight is a continuation of the story between Mariah May and Toni Storm. What's going on, guys? Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count. And if you did catch this episode of AEW Dynamite tonight, you saw the continuation of the story between Mariah May and Toni Storm as they head towards their big-time collision at AEW All In Wembley Stadium. Now, this is a storyline that has been going on for nearly a year. It's a storyline that AEW has been putting a lot of time and effort in. It's a storyline that also has an unsung hero. Earlier today in an interview that Tony Khan gave, he gave praise to RJ City. Yes, that RJ City, our favorite wrestling aunt, for being his right-hand man in this story. Now, RJ City has a vast knowledge of classic movies. He's somebody who has a good relationship with Toni Storm and Mariah May, and it's somebody that Tony Khan really heaped a lot of praise for helping him out. Now, by the time we get to All In, I believe that this match will have a lot of passion. It will have a lot of emotional intrigue, and it will have a lot of people being really ramped up for it. Tonight, if you saw this episode of AEW Dynamite tonight, you saw Mariah May head to the ring dressed as Toni Storm, and you saw her basically lay out why she strung Toni Storm for this long, her motivation, why she's coming for the title, and how she's going to win the championship in AEW's biggest show of the year. Now, if you ask me, this storyline is a big middle finger to those who say, where's the story? Where's the story? Because this is a story that is undeniably complex. It's a story that has a lot of character development. It's a storyline that's had a lot of twists and turns. And it's also a storyline that's had a big-time slow burn for us to get to this point. Now, as Toni Storm and Mariah May continue this feud, I believe we're going to see a lot more twists and turns. If you ask me, Toni Storm is one of the more compelling characters in wrestling today, as she is something that we don't see every day. And she's also a phenomenal in-ring performer. Now, once we get to All In, we are going to see a possible changing of the guard. If you are not familiar with Mariah May's work prior to AEW, she was a big-time performer in Stardom, and that was probably the reason why she was even brought into AEW, as Tony Khan earlier today in another interview discussed how him and Bryan Danielson discussed Mariah May and how they felt that she was perfect for the company. And if you ask me, I believe those two were correct in that assessment. As we go forward towards All In, we will be rewarded for our weight in this story in a big-time match that will, in fact, bring the in-ring action and will also bring the stories. That's it for today. Like and subscribe. I'm Kevin Zwick.